All right, let's try that again. One of you guys say something so I can hear if it's working.
Take two.
All right.
Check.
Okay. So
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
all right. So what we are doing, it's going to take us a little bit of stuff to kind of get back on track and figure everything out and remember where we were and get back in our mindset and everything. So just kind of be patient with us while we do all that. The story, some aspects of the story could be kind of pushed to the side a little bit in favor of just kind of trying to get back into known territory. So we are going to attempt to do that. So leading up to this episode, we were traveling on a ship heading towards the Empire of Ascension from the Empire of the Star. And this is the Empire of the Star ship, correct?
Yep.
All right. So the Empire of the Star, we're sending, I believe there was a couple of ships that
There
we
were
were
3
sending.
ships.
And aren't they, did 2 of the ships go ahead and this one was attacked, or were they all attacked?
I don't know if we know.
We don't know.
So we woke up at night and
Right.
all the ships were gone. They were supposed to be nearby. We had like an attack and we ran away. We managed to escape. And then we went to sleep and woke up and there was nothing.
All right.
Didn't we lose them in fog?
Yeah.
So this is the part that I'm talking about where my mind remembers all the possibilities that could have happened. And what I'm not aware of is which one of those that we actually landed on. So that's kind of where my struggles are always. And when we take breaks, I'm sitting here going, I remember envisioning these things happening. And sometimes you guys might be like, wait, what? So that's where I'm at. So we'll see what happens with the other boats. As far as this boat, the whole crew was gone. The captain was found dead. You guys were encountered by Locke.
Yeah, another thing that was also like the wheel of the ship before we secured it, it was like meandering back and forth, so we don't know how far off course.
Right, so you guys were
we
being
are actually
taken
away.
Yeah, you were being taken by the sea. That was what that was meant to be describing,
Yeah.
as no one had control over where you were going for the past however long.
Yeah. And we
Locke
know it's
was
a version of Locke that we have not talked to before.
right, because presumably he was unaware of who you were.
He didn't know
and
who,
unaware of us killing a version of him, more importantly.
Right.
and he hated Miliandre
Yeah.
Yeah, there may
a
be
lot.
there may be
was
some
wonderful.
story there. But he was in search of Aaron Porter, who is presumably the entity you went to go talk to, I believe. Was that confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay.
We went downstairs and started dialoguing with them.
Right. So Aaron Porter is basically a fugitive from Locke in some which way, shape, or form. Who went to Miliandre's camp. So Velathiel acquired I'm remembering a temporary tuning fork to go to Locke's realm. I doubt that was permanent, but it could have been. And she was asking for assistance. Velathiel was asking for assistance in being able to attack and being able to reduce the magical resistance of a potential target. You went down to speak with Aaron. So I'm presuming everyone's in agreement that whatever deal Locke made with you all was sort of agreed to. To an extent.
Yeah, we kind of said, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll catch you. We'll catch your fugitive.
All right. So you went down there, I believe, tried to negotiate with Aaron. Things were said, and things started coming through the walls to come attack you, and that's where we left off the session. I believe it was revealed again. Aaron Porter was looking to Miliandre for assistance.
Yeah, it sounded like he had made a deal with her, likely to get off the island that he had been marooned on, likely to evade Locke. But it didn't sound like from what I've got, didn't sound like we had gotten the specifics of whatever deal they had struck.
He was in transition to become her hand.
Oh, and he was also becoming more corporeal, right?
Right.
Correct. So we were trying to figure out a way, and even wondering which one of us would potentially be a vessel for him, where we would allow ourselves to get possessed and the rest of us would have to restrain. But then, as it turned out, he was starting to get fleshy, so that's a problem.
All right.
We also tried to negotiate with him because we were trying to get everyone to the summit, and
With luck.
he was with luck and with him. We wanted to see if there was a way he had influence with Miliandre enough to get her to the table, but he didn't give us like a solid answer.
So I think somehow Eris had Spirit Guardians out already. So let's see if I can make that happen.
And I had spent 2 of my scans and we could not see anything. Vespa had also tried to use her ability to see beyond the ship any life forms, and there was nothing.
So then we were wondering if we had been pulled into some sort of lock run pocket dimension, or what that whole situation, like where everybody went, because
Yeah.
the ship is abandoned and the captain's dead.
Captain? Well, yeah. Quilda's notes. Quilda's notes are so nice.
I'm so glad I started to take notes like 2 sessions before we hiatus.
My favorite part is Ghost Encounter. Spooky.
Mine are very like narrative.
All right. So with that being said, ghosts come through the walls. Everyone see okay?
Yep.
No problems. If you see the slight tint of orangish red, that is Seiji's light. I can make it very clear for a second.
My goodness. Is this screaming fleshy skeleton Aaron Porter?
That way we can see clearly without blinding colors. All right, let me highlight everything. And feel free to go ahead and roll initiative. All right. Everyone ready?
He-
Let's do
Am
it.
I?
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah.
No, you know what? F that. I believe in us. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's our first session back. It can't be too hard, right?
I at least gave the other group at least a session to kind of get into their shoes before throwing them in combat, but you know, we
We're
had to have all those.
Fateforged.
We had to have all the technical difficulties last session, so we couldn't run the combat. So you know,
Aw.
We're Fateforged. This is how we do it the hard way.
Can we
True.
just, real quick, can we just like take an hour? Can we just be like,
no.
we need a quick tea for a hero's feast. We'll be back.
Oh, okay. Is that all? All right. So this entity coming through the wall begins to approach Clara. Clara, I need a charisma saving throw.
And the creature needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, can you roll your damage?
Yeah. Yeah.
As the creature approaches, it holds out its hands towards Clara and begins to meld with her.
The fuck?
Creature.
To quote every BioWare character in history,
Can you
well, shit.
can you I need to check something on Spirit Guardians. Can you put up the info block, please?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So the Bone Claw is going to Melendra. Need a charisma saving throw, please.
Yeah, for sure. Where'd the bone claw move to? I missed it. Or if I can't see it, I can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Okay, cool.
I believe in you.
The creature reaches out and melds with Melindra.
Was that a new creature or the same one?
There's a new one.
A different ghost.
Okay. Then they need to make a save as well. A wisdom save.
It's not in range.
Oh, I did it. Okay.
Clara, you are aware something is terribly wrong. And no matter how hard you try to move, you are unable to.
Can I speak?
No. Reese.
Okay, Reese is going to move one step here with kind of a side eye at Clara. And he is going to cast Circle of Power. I am also going to bonus action Bardic Inspiration Seiji, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Let me process what's going on here with this. Okay, so divine energy radiating from you. So you have a 30-foot sphere on you. Right?
Yes. Correct.
Advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Okay. Excellent. You guys are just overlapping all kinds of effects. I hope you're okay with that color, Reese.
Yeah.
And inspiration going to
No
Seiji.
worries. I'm good. Yes.
Okay. It probably shouldn't be light, but it doesn't matter because Seiji's making everything glow anyway. Seiji.
All right. So, I presumably saw Aaron Porter start to move, so I'm chasing.
Okay.
Wait, how do you do the sequential movement again?
I hold down control, left click, and I drag, and then left click as you hit points, and then when I'm done, hit spacebar. That's 30 feet right there. Right.
Gotcha, bitch. And I'm going to hit him.
As soon as you come around the corner,
Mm-hmm.
what's your AC?
19.
It is going to reach out and hit you for 22 piercing damage.
Okay.
Grabbing at you, pulling you to it. You are now grappled.
Okay. Can I still attack?
I am making no. Holy shit. Okay. It makes another attack. This one missing, however. So as you're drugged to it, it takes another claw and tries to attack you, but you manage to get out of the way. That is it.
Does that use up my action?
No, that's its reaction as you
Okay,
move in.
got it.
So that was in response to you moving into reach, basically.
Got it. So I cannot attack.
Oh yeah, no, you have your action now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna whack him.
Both attacks come in after being grappled and pulled. You're kind of off balance a little bit, and you're trying to hit him with your pole arm while he's kind of got you backed in this corner. And the awkwardness of the engagement gives him the advantage as he gets out of the way of both attacks.
Okay. I have one more attack.
Okay. So after avoiding the brunt of your attacks, you surprise him with the third attack hitting for 8 bludgeoning.
Okay. That's me.
Galathiel. Galathiel is going to take out her saber and begin moving in a dance-like pattern. She is going to move to here, behind Seiji. And looks like she prepares a defensive action. As stated before, she was looking for any sort of assistance in helping because she only has one shot at whatever she's trying to do. And currently, that situation is not tipping the scales one way or the other. Okay. Ghost moves towards Reese. Reese, I need a charisma saving throw, please. And you need a wisdom saving throw. How much damage did you roll earlier? 13? Eris?
Yes.
Reese, the creature reaches out to you and begins melding its hands in you. But you are able to will yourself to remain. So you are not possessed.
Not without dinner first.
I need another charisma saving throw.
Nice.
The same thing. This other creature tries to come and take you. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Melindra,
That's me.
you are very aware of what is going on and everything that is happening, though it does not seem you have any control over yourself.
Okay. As a free action, can I just get really mad?
Sure.
Okay. So you see that my eyes just are burning with rage.
These two entities approach Eris.
Okay, I'm going to take a few steps forward. Up to there. And as my action, I want to channel divinity, turn undead. And as I do that, because it requires like a prayer, and I'm directing my voice towards where I think Mr. Porter is at, because it can be people who see or hear me. So I want to make sure that this fucker hears me. And I just say, "You are unnatural."
What is the safe? Can you post channel divinity?
Yeah. For some reason, I'm only seeing channel divinity preserve life, not the turn undead part.
It's two separate channel divinities, so it'll probably be listed in two different places.
Right. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. So it's a wisdom save.
All right, so I did remember correctly. It was 30 feet.
Yeah. So it won't get everybody.
And what's the DC?
It's against my spell DC. 17.
Also, it would be destroy undead, right? Because you're over level 5.
Yes. Post that too. Oh, I don't know why the formatting is so bad, but
What level are you? 13?
yeah, cleric 10, if that helps.
Okay. What's your DC, sorry?
17.
All right. You reach out and present your holy symbol. You feel the energy radiate off of you. Is that everything?
That's my action. As a bonus action, I want to cast Spiritual Weapon. And I want to put it by Seiji, because I know that Seiji went over to fight the Porter asshole.
Okay. I'm not sure. Do I still have the spiritual weapon token?
I don't think I do.
Here, we'll use that.
Cool. And I'm just casting it at 2nd level. So
I don't believe you can see him.
it says when you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. It doesn't really say anything else about seeing that creature or not.
Double check.
Yeah, and I'm happy casting it either way, but I'm hoping it hit.
Just with the general nature of the spell, I would say, let's see. It's odd, the whole spell is missing the you can see clause with everything.
Yeah, like it has visuals for casting, but not for the attacking part.
That's verbal.
Or thank you, purple.
No, normally the lingo is when you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature you can see within 5 feet of the weapon. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet. You know, if you look at Flaming Sphere, I believe it has all the you can see stuff. And it seems to be omitted from this particular spell. We'll say
I
it,
think Flaming Sphere has that stuff.
or there's some spell that has that you move it around and you have to be able to see like where you put it. But this does not seem to have that qualifier. We'll let it go.
Woohoo!
26 to hit for
7.
7 damage.
Just a wee little poke.
Anything else?
Yeah, I only moved 15 feet. So I'm actually going to step back where I was. Because I want my circle to keep including everybody else.
Okay. Immediately, Clara feels the creature leave her body.
Yay! I was hoping I'd get the ones inside people. Ah!
Seiji, the creature runs from you.
Do I get an attack of opportunity when he leaves my range?
You do.
I'm gonna take it.
Natural 20. Do you have Sentinel
Shit.
still?
Yeah,
So he stops.
he stops.
Okay. And that will... So that total damage... It says total damage, total critical damage.
So I'm guessing it's so 15. That's right. That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
So
it's
all
all right.
that's correct.
Yeah, so 39.
Check one thing. With its speed being 0 and unable to dash, it is going to lash out at you, trying to get away. Both claws come at you at it, so it's reaching you with claws at this distance. Both of which miss. As you seem to be in a much better position and have better footing now than you did.
Wait, so if its claws are in range of me, am I still grappled, or did it drop me?
It dropped you when it tried to run away.
Okay.
So that is its turn. This creature appears out of Melendra. And runs. Is Clara here? Looks like not. Reese.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would those creatures that left both Clara and Melindra, would they be considered starting their turn within my spirit guardians?
They are immune to your spirit guardians while they possess the creature, so no.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So then when they exit the body, is that considered entering?
Not really.
Okay, all right. I just had to check.
My map shifted. Can we shift it back to the other group?
Your map shifted?
Yeah, so right now I'm looking at Seiji in that group. Somehow my map just shifted over to that side where I technically can't see.
You can drag your screen around with the right click and mouse wheel out and see everything that you should be able to see.
No, I can't see myself. I'm in darkness.
Oh, what
Is it
happened?
because the light sources are all behind?
What?
Is it because the light sources are all behind like walls?
He's saying he can see Seiji, but everything... So somehow... Oh, you have the Fate... So untarget the Fateforged icon. Just scroll somewhere else on this... Like, left-click somewhere else on the screen.
Cool. All right, that did it. I don't know how that shifted over, but cool. On his turn, Reese is going to target the ghost right next to him with Dissonant Whisper 2nd level.
Okay. Is that wisdom?
Yes, that's wisdom.
The one to the left of you?
Correct.
All right. As a reaction, creature will run away.
I'm going to stay there, but I'm going to bonus action Bardic Inspiration Eriski.
Seiji.
Um. Seiji's gonna move in.
Okay.
And attempt to knock him down.
All right. Athletics, please.
And I'm going to spend my Bardic Inspiration on this.
Damn.
It is enough. He is now prone. He is knocked over.
Okay. Now, remind me, is the knockdown an action or an attack?
An attack.
Okay. So for my second attack, I will attempt to restrain him or grapple him. Is that another athletics check?
Yes. You do so, essentially now wrestling with the creature on the ground.
Nice.
That is another attack.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to Second Wind.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Wait, he's prone now. Lothiel. She hasn't gotten any inspiration, though. What the hell?
She wants to hold her action. Oh, never mind. Because it's 60 feet away and I need to touch her. Never mind.
Seiji, you reach the creature and pin it down to the ground, grabbing and holding your spear sort of towards its neck and using your other hand to kind of hold it down to the ground. At that point, Velathiel comes over, reaches down while casting a spell, and as she touches the creature, she is holding out the tuning fork given to her. So she reaches down, hits the creature. The spell punctures a hole through time and space as the creature sinks through and is pulled through beneath the ship. And it vanishes.
Seiji also didn't get sucked through another portal, right?
Oh,
Not this time. Ghost. This ghost is pretty much gone. Melindra.
Okay, so seeing that Aaron Porter just got transported, and I'm not sure what the situation with those other ghosts are, I'm gonna cast Mirror Image on myself to make myself a different target. Oh, I wonder, because I mean, I'm gonna do that, but I have Cloak of Displacement. So is the possession an attack?
No.
Okay, it's just an ability.
So mirror images?
Yeah, Mirror Image. And then I'm gonna move away from these ghosts.
Is that it?
Yes, that'll be my turn.
that is a nice effect. Not gonna lie.
Seeing
Yeah.
what is going on, this ghost will retreat, as well as this one. And the others will flee for the duration of Turn Undead. And even after that, do not seem to return.
Everyone all right?
We should be asking you that. Are you okay?
Now I am. Whatever plans the ghosts seem to have. Eris's faith and power turn them away.
I admittedly wasn't sure if that would work. I'm glad it did.
Seiji turns to Valafia. Well done.
You as well. Well done to all of you. That could have turned bad very quickly.
Agreed. But we seem to have made it.
I'm sure Locke will be happy.
Perhaps we should go investigate and make sure that we can collect our reward.
And find our way back to the rest of the fleet.
We should ask him for help with that.
I would be wary to ask him of any help.
Agreed. We have a measure of goodwill, and we need as much as we can get if we're to bring him to the negotiating table.
He doesn't seem the sort to help without return.
Unfortunately, by removing him, I have used the available energy that I need to rescue us myself.
What do you mean to rescue us?
We no longer have a crew, nor captain, nor navigation. I had the ability to teleport us to the Empire of Ascension. That was one of the measures that we were willing to fall back on.
Ah. Well, I possess that same magic to teleport us. Do we have an item that's attuned?
Attuned?
Is- I'm out of character. I have plane shift. Can we not use that for teleportation, or does
You
it
can
have
go-
to be within
You can go to
within
another
a
plane.
different? Oh, I see. Okay, it says I was reading the teleportation circle piece, but it is on another plane of existence, isn't it?
She also
Mm.
has teleport,
Right.
and so she used her one and only spell slot to do plane shift, and now she can't teleport. Is what she's communicating.
Yes, got it.
If we take some time and rest, Seiji looking at Valathia, would you be able to transport us?
I would be able to cast the spell, yes, but as before, success is not guaranteed.
We can drop anchor. We're already off course, but as long as we can stay in one place at least, not get further adrift.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, why don't we go speak to Locke, tell him the good news. He might already know. And then see
is his
if
sea
this
after
fog
all.
abates. And perhaps we can send a message to the other boats. See just how far off course we are.
Seiji kind of with his flaming glaive aloft kind of leads the way back out of the hold of the ship onto the deck.
Okay. Valathia will follow.
Clara, is there any way... I know that we've talked about satellites in the past. Are you able to connect to one and get a sense of where we are right now?
I can try, but right now, earlier when I tried to just use my ghost sight, I couldn't see anything beyond the ship. So it depends on where we are, and if I can try. Maybe call home at least and try to get a bearing. It's possible.
All right. So as you all ascend to the upper deck, there you find Locke waiting where you last left him. Well, that didn't take long, did it?
No.
Suppose a reward is in order then.
As we agreed upon, yes.
Now, I don't recall any specifics. OC. I don't recall any specific deal.
He said he'd trade gold and gems for the return of Aaron Locke.
Right.
We had tried to get Locke to come to the table.
Right.
In exchange for Aaron, but he didn't think that Aaron was worth it. So he'd just give us gold and gems.
Yeah.
But a kraken egg would be worth it, apparently.
Yep.
Yes, the asshole.
What do you want?
And not even like a regular, like an elder kraken egg. He was very specific.
that just happen to be in the waters nearby of wherever the hell we are.
It's like he wants us in mortal danger for some reason.
So, gold and gems it is then. He holds out his hand, and seemingly out of a portal, a chest appears. Pleasure doing business with you. He starts to head over to his ship.
I head over to the chest and open it.
It is unlocked, easy to to open. There is a lot of coins. So this is the good sized chest, right? So there's a lot of coin, and you see various gems kind of just mixed in with the coin. It's going to take a minute to actually figure out what's here, but it looks like a large significant amount of money.
And I just want to like run my hand over the top of it just to make sure it's real.
Your
Take a
hand
gold
your
coin
hand goes
and
through
light
in but you do feel a real note, and it pulls out and it says April Fools. No. No, it is definitely real.
And I shoot him in the back of the head.
It's definitely real.
What you say? No, I'm just kidding. As he's sort of walking away, Mel's gonna just call after him. Your runaway. He was in league with Melisandre.
Was he now?
Seemed to make some sort of deal with her.
Well, he made out terrible on that deal, now didn't he?
Everyone who deals with her dies.
That's so.
I just smile at him.
A question for you, sir.
I'm listening.
Have you seen the other ships that were with us?
I believe Aaron's army took care of them as well.
Nothing to
Nice.
salvage then.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Nothing to salvage then.
There is they're most likely going to be ghost ships here soon.
Seiji kind of lets out a heavy sigh and nods at Luck.
You look a little undermanned now for a vessel this large.
That would be the case. He kind of looks around. Don't know that many of us have any experience with the sailing of ships.
Is that so? Seems like there's a market that I could offer you.
Is there?
Sure. Plenty
And
of
how
crew.
much would the hire of a crew be?
Oh. Perhaps. He makes a motion towards the chest.
Seiji gives like a huge grin, like, shocking.
Never part with anything unless you have to.
I roll my eyes, very obviously.
Seiji kind of looks at everyone else to kind of gauge how they feel about this.
Eris, significant.
Clara goes over to the chest and she puts one leg on it with her
Oh.
boot.
Reese just kind of shrugs.
If it will get us where we need to go. Although, the point of this whole journey in this way was to arrive with a contingent from the Empire of the Star. If we're arriving via these vessels without your people and in the company of a ghost crew from a bargain with Locke, how will that reflect?
Oh, everybody loves me.
Oh, is that true?
Hayes,
I know they respect you. And
tell
maybe
you
fear.
what, I'll make you another deal. Something else that will get my services, if you will. These 3 ships. Sell them to me. And I'll get you where you need to go.
I'll be honest, I prefer that one.
That sounds quite reasonable.
At least we wouldn't have to worry about ghost ships under their control roaming these waters.
Well,
I'm ghost ships either way, I'm sure.
of course.
Sure, but if they're run by the Master of the Sea, as opposed to those pieces of shite, I'll take that.
I feel that as time passes, they will all fall under the Master of the Sea eventually. But without a crew, without the entourage, there's not really a point to these ships.
And honestly, even if we manage to find a way off of this boat, which I think that we could on our own, I glance towards Locke, this boat would be left behind anyway. I think that's actually a rather decent deal.
I agree.
Oh. 3 ships for safe passage.
Now, one moment, we get everyone's approval.
Fine, take your time. It's not like I have anything better to do.
The other your
Passage for
ships.
us. Passage for us and our chest.
Ah, the tricky one got me.
It's part of our luggage now.
Seiji kind of looks at, Valadia, Reese, Clara, Melindra, kind of. Does everyone seem to be okay with this?
Seems reasonable. We
If
have to
I
get
were
there.
to attempt to teleport us out, we'd be leaving this ship behind anyway.
They are your ships to deal with as you see fit. They belong to your empire.
That's a good point.
Perhaps I will make sure that the souls that were lost upon them get to the right place.
Perhaps. But for now, we agree to your deal. 3 ships for safe passage.
Well, hold on. 3 ships for safe passage and the souls going to the right place?
No.
Seiji kind of looks at Eris with kind of like a pained smile.
Yeah, I smile. Kind of knowingly at Locke, mostly, but so you guys can see it too.
But if it's not too much out of my way, I wouldn't mind assisting a few.
Their souls will end up where they end up, and if they happen to cross your paths, then that's their fate. And if not, that is also their fate.
How unfortunate.
He kind of looks at Locke in the eyes when he says this.
Well. Shall we
What
be
kind of
off
price-
then?
What kind of price were you considering for the souls to go to their right places? Kind of knock my head towards the chest again. That same bargaining chip?
For that many souls? No, my dear. It's a lot of effort on my part.
is it? All you have to do is contact Callista. Let her do the rest. Which I could do, by the way.
Well, then no need for me then. Go ahead, take care of it.
I shrug. Simply exploring what's possible.
Did we leave anything, any gear or anything in the cabins of the ship that we might want to collect?
I mean, you can have all your belongings. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But I'm not aware of anything in particular that doesn't belong to any one of you at the moment.
I'm fairly sure adventurers, when we go everywhere, we carry all of our stuff with us.
Final Fantasy backpacks.
Handbag of holding.
Just Skyrim, just like 5,000 iron bars just in a
Yep.
sack we're dragging along the road.
I have a handbag of holding. I don't know what you're talking about, but alright.
All right.
All right. All aboard. He motions towards his boat.
Seiji starts moving towards it. First one in.
Yeah. And we make sure that we collect Vesper before we go too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, get all of our shit.
Our party and our chest.
Oh yeah, I'll help carry that shit.
All right.
I have a house to build, okay? And bots.
I have a lot of debt to repay.
Yeah.
That
we
too.
gotta repay the Empire.
How much?
This may be that.
How much was that?
It's like 100,000.
Was it now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You arrive on the ship. You're just on board, and Locke goes to the helm. Hold on to something for dear life.
I'll wrap my arms around like something made of wood that seems sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll find a map.
You watch as the fog seems to roll in quickly and separate the two boats so that now you can't even see the other ship any longer. You watch as the fog rolls over the top of the entire boat for a moment, and it feels very strange being sort of feeling this pull in a bunch of different directions and feeling sort of hard hits and everything trying to almost throw you off the ship. Holding on to anything gives you enough leverage to kind of stay standing. Some of you may get knocked to your feet, but you manage to, or knocked off your feet, but you manage to hold on enough until very quickly it seems to stop. So only for a few moments does this happen. The fog separates and rolls out, and in the distance you can see land. This is about as far as I take you. There's a rowboat over there that you may take in the rest of the way.
Thank you. Pleasure doing business. Seiji will move over to where the rowboat is and lower it into the water.
Okay.
Yeah, while we're kind of starting to move over there, I want to try divine intervention. Because it seems fun to do that while on his ship.
I feel like that's a really dangerous idea, but okay.
I'm here for it. I'm living for this idea. This is the most exciting spell.
Yeah, with like the lowest odds.
Can you,
Uh-huh.
in the bottom right of Foundry,
Mm-hmm.
you can change it to blind GM roll.
Yeah.
So that's going to send, whoops. That is going to send the roll privately to me where you can't see it.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
cool. Okay.
So try just rolling like a d4 and just making sure it works.
Okay.
While I grab my pen.
Oh, neat. It says Queen Bee privately rolled some dice. Question mark.
Did it? Okay. Okay.
Dramatic.
I don't think anybody else saw the privately roll some dice, but it's interesting you see that.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
We see
Good.
nothing.
So try that with the D100.
Okay. And do I need to like say what aid I'm asking for, or does that happen like after?
Let's see how the contact works.
Okay. So not gonna work, but whatever.
You take a moment to reach out to Carista. No word is received.
I figured. I kind of just sigh to myself and act like nothing happened,
Okay.
and just make my way to the rowboat with the fucking chest. Because he's not getting that. I need those diamonds.
How do you know there's diamonds in there?
Gems.
You didn't see any. There
could
might be
be.
some diamonds in there though.
Wait, what denomination is the currency in? Like, what denomination is the
Oh!
coins in?
That's a good question.
Oh. Maybe we'll find out when we take an actual look at the denomination of the coins. And everything.
Exchange
Oh.
rate.
Good.
It's all like paper currency from a dead country somewhere that is no longer worth anything. It's like Monopoly money.
Melinda asking the hard questions. Okay.
Of the person.
It all probably has Locke's face on it.
Doubloons or some shit.
If it's actual gold, though, we can just melt it down into other coins. It's fine.
True.
That is actually what preserves a lot of the currency and everything is its physical value. You get aboard the large rowboat. There's enough for these are for evacuations and for moving entire crews. So it's definitely big enough for all of you. Who would like to row?
I
Me.
want to cast conjure animals to make some sort of aquatic animal and tie it to the boat, so it'll just drag us in.
There we go. Easy enough.
But my exercise.
Unless you really wanted to row, in which case I'll just make some dolphins that can like jump beside us.
No, you're probably right. Better to save our strength for who knows whatever may come.
It's still going to take a little while to get there regardless. You could risk opening the chest now and start counting while we're on the rowboat. No? Okay.
Oh, fuck that.
Seiji, while we're in the boat, can you kind of asks among the party, can you change the appearance of this chest in some way? If we're going to be walking to a city, might be safer to not look like we're carrying riches. At least until we get introduced.
How heavy is the chest?
Is it 50 coins for a pound? Is that the conversion?
I think so.
The chest weighs a significant amount. It is somewhere between 300 to 500 pounds.
Seiji, were you supposed to be met by anybody? Or is there a contact in the Empire of Ascension that we can speak to who could
Well,
meet us with transportation?
that depends on how we want to make our approach, which is something I wish to talk about. We're here early. A couple of weeks early. So, or some measure of time early. So this is an opportunity or an inconvenience, depending on how we go about it. No one's expecting us right now. We could introduce ourselves. I do have, proof of who I am. We could announce ourselves to a dockmaster or an official of some sort. Get introductions out of the way and see what progresses after that. Or we could enter the city, get the gauge as just normal travelers, and then see what happens after that. This is an opportunity. If we'd arrived on schedule as intended, I would have immediately been caught up in the official ceremonies and gatherings and introductions and all that with no freedom to move around, at least at first. But now we have that.
In the distance, you all see some sort of creature come from the sky, piercing through the clouds. A long, elongated, scaled creature without wings, green in color, who seems to be able to just snake through the sky. It does have legs and everything, and it wraps itself around a tower as its face and maybe whiskers from this distance seems to be angled towards all of you in a curious look, perhaps towards the ship of Locke that seems to have arrived off the coast.
That may be somebody we can talk to.
Yeah, maybe secrecy is not an option.
Nope. To be fair, though, you're keeping everything on the up and up with them, and they would not be. They would probably want to know that you were in their city for a couple of weeks. Quietly, secretly. Since you're being diplomatic and all.
That's true. We can do this both ways. Be officially announced, but postpone things until later, without making everyone aware of what happened.
Regardless, though, we didn't have a particularly scheduled meeting with Saphira?
No.
I would say that would be a meeting that we need to get to as soon as possible.
That's a good idea.
Anybody got the ability to magically text that dragon over there?
From
I
this
do.
distance, no.
Mush whale!
I can message her.
Do we see like a city? Do we see like a dock system?
Right.
Or is it
Okay.
just-
Sorry. So what you see is a very elaborate dock system that does not look like it sees I'm not going to say a dock system. It's a coastal city. But as far as docks are concerned, you don't see that much. You see some, but not that much. Not anywhere near the amount that you would expect for such a huge sprawling city with spires reaching up into the sky. From this distance, so you do see a tower that currently has the dragon-like creature. The dragon has no wings, so it's for your imaginational purposes, it is an Eastern dragon. Is exactly what it is. So it's currently wrapped around a tower, sort of staring towards your direction. Maybe not necessarily at you, but definitely towards Locke's ship at the least. Beyond that, you see what appears to be a large it's a large just walled structure that just extends way up into the air. It's basically a huge wall. Up at the very top, you can kind of see a section of it sort of jutting out toward you. Very hard to kind of guess the range or the distance it comes away from the wall, but it's coming towards you. The rest of the wall seems like it has large archways, massive archways. Just in rows. And from certain angles, as you're kind of rowing towards the city, through these archways, you can see clear to the other side. So it's also not that wide, technically, of a wall. And it seems to be whatever's up there is very open air. So you can go all the way through these arches. As you begin to stare at it longer as you're kind of rowing in, you begin to see ships emerging from these archways as they have no sails. Some of them have sails, but some of them don't, as they emerge and just begin floating off into the clouds. Airships. This is an airship dock, a very massive one, and it seems to be their primary method of travel, which explains why the lack of sea docks are there. Even looking towards the coastal part, I'm going to call it a dock, even though it's not that massive of one. It still technically serves as one. You see posts extending up and globes all throughout. And currently it's daytime, but you could imagine light emitting from these things. You can't see that far. So between the dock and between the large wall sort of blocking your vision, you can't see that far beyond the wall into the rest of the city, but you definitely see spires just all around in various places. So you can definitely see the city was built up. And you also see small, as you get even closer, you begin seeing people floating around upon carpets as they fly around the city, and flying carpets, just a large number of them as people travel upon flying carpets above the city streets. The sun begins to set as you're arriving, and the golden light begins shining upon this city as each one of those lampposts begin glowing this brilliant blue light, shining across the city, and its nightlife begins to emerge as you arrive. Were you targeting the docks themselves, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you sort of arrive at the docks on a rowboat, that starts causing some concern with some of the workers. They begin to approach and begin helping you out, extending rope ladders down to kind of help you climb up onto the docks, which are meant for much larger ships. And also throw down some rope to help pull your chest up with a system to kind of aid with that. As one by one, you all climb up onto the docks and begin looking at this city that seems to exist both in night and day without shutting down, and seeing the massive amount of lights that it provides to illuminate everything. You have clearly arrived in a much more magically oriented metropolis of a city than many of you have ever been to. This is the Empire of Ascension. And above you, on the wall where that one piece juts out, and you can now see trees, sort of just the edges of them upon that ramp that extends out. You see several dragons swarming, snaking around above, sitting upon their perches and looking down. This is the Empire of Ascension, and I would like to welcome you all here. With that, we are going to take a little bit of a break.
Damn.
And for our break screen, we have Printer Cam.
Printer Senpai!
All right, so we will see you all very soon. All right. So, Eris, that's my favorite way to handle ghosts, too.
I mean, when in doubt, just tell them to fuck off.
It actually specifically calls out turn undead as the only thing that can pretty much affect them while they're possessing someone.
Oh. Well, that was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ghosts are really hard to deal with.
Gwilder, yeah, because that was the only time Marius got downed when we were playing the campaign. That was like the first time he got possessed by a ghost, and it was like, all right.
Well, especially when you're low level, like, ghosts suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were in a bad position. And that was when I learned about all that stuff.
In the early days of the Fateforged adventures, our rogue got possessed by a ghost, remember?
Yeah.
Much stabs.
Like,
Yeah.
for such a low CR monster, relatively, it does a lot.
Well, the DC is not very high, but there was a lot that could have gone wrong in that particular fight, and you guys managed to overcome it all.
Like, if I was clenching, if Eris got possessed, we were done.
Yeah, I was scared.
Like, that's why Seiji went after Aaron. I keep wanting to call him Aaron Carter, Aaron Porter, because, like, that's the only thing I could do. Like,
so interestingly, that by you doing that, you nullified a lot of his abilities as well, just simply by having light.
really?
Yeah, he is a fight in the dark kind of creature.
Mm-hmm.
So that was doing some things. There's some very nasty things that I was looking at. I'm like, man, I hope they keep the light on him.
You know what? We're level 13 now. We're finally starting to show that we know what we're doing. Just like a little bit. There's some improvement. We're like, you know what? No, we're gonna do this. It's good.
It took literal years, but we're finally capable people.
And the Ghost Manual did not have Turn Undead in it, so Eris will add notes for the good of the order.
Look at you!
I know. Writing things down.
Yeah, it's let's see. Like it can't be targeted by anything, I think, and I believe it calls it out. Except ones that turn undead. It specifically says that in the thing.
The possession, this is just the base ghost. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what
it says. Dispel evil might work. Dispel evil and good might work.
Well, there's protection from evil and good, and then dispel evil and good is the 5th level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm not 100%. I'm not as versed on higher level cleric spells as I probably should be.
Yeah, that
Some of them are pretty nutty, but they just don't get used that often from what I've seen, like other people play.
Yeah, because nobody levels up high enough in this class.
That's true. Well, and like a lot of people, a lot of D&D players, they see the big damage dice and they're like, that one, that's what I
Yeah.
want.
yeah.
That's why I say like one of the best first level spells is protection from good and evil. Because for that first level spell slot, it makes you immune to possession. So
Oh yeah, damn.
that's nice. So it's one of the few first level spells that actually gain power as you kind of get up into the higher thresholds, because it makes you immune to frighten, or not immune, but very resistant to frightened and charmed and all the things that really mess you up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us continue. As you arrive onto the dock, again, the dock workers help you get up on the dock. People seem to be worried about the presence of Locke's ship just off the coast. So,
Has it been there the whole time we've been rowing?
the fog has at least been there, so they saw it, and that's enough to cause hours and hours of concern.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they help you, but seem, again, they seem very worried and not putting two and two together that you may have rowed from Locke's boat. Like, that's not even a possibility in their mind. You know, like, your boat got sunk and you're rowing for your life with your little treasure box. That's the story they're going with. So, you see what you see, that the city of Ascension, at least, you know, with the disturbance going on, seems to be open to you.
Well, we're sort of in your, I guess, I don't want to make it sound dire, but we're at the mercy of your whim, Seiji. If you want to proceed with the diplomatic approach and making those connections, then it might hamper our progress towards speaking with Saphira. But I recognize that's a significant portion of why you're here in the first place.
I think first things first is to find somewhere to stay and to secure food and lodgings for the night. No matter how uptight and rigid the rules may be with regards to these diplomatic matters, we're victims of a shipwreck and we just want a place to rest and eat. And that could take a couple of days before we get into contact. So
True. So
That's a great idea.
It may also be prudent to correct that shipwreck story with the right people.
Agreed.
I mean, I don't look forward to the idea of randomly contacting a dragon, but if we need to ensure that the people who lead this place, assure them that, you know, things are okay and that Locke actually helped us rather than hurt us, that might be useful.
Maybe we use words other than help us, but I understand what you mean. But again, like I said, all of that can be taken care of within a few days. It's not right now business. Again, they're not expecting us for a good while yet. So unless we're stopped or questioned by someone, let's find a place to stay.
Safe place. Secure.
Is there like like an alleyway or somewhere that we can be out of sight for like a quick little bit. I want to try to like extract a little bit of the money out of the chest, just like to have like something to spend.
Okay, give me just one second here. Okay. Right now you're on the edge of the dock. There's lots of people, all scurrying around, all being very distracted by the appearance of Locke off their coast. Just to remind you all about the lore implications, this pretty much means that all their trade, all their ships, everything is going to die. This is a bad thing. It's the most ill of omen when it comes to trade, and well, it's oversea, not necessarily land trade, but definitely using any sort of ship or anything like that. This is the most ill of omen.
Yeah, like how badly are people freaking out? Like, are there guards coming? Are there like is there like more watch being put on the docks? Like, what's
Well, you
physically
saw a
happening?
dragon come over and observe.
Yeah.
Who needs guards when you have dragons, I guess?
Right? Like it caught everything's attention. The people are running about trying to figure out things. Ships are being actually unloaded at this point. Nobody knows what was going on.
Yeah, as we're sort of backing away from this area and trying to find a place where we could get a little bit of security, Mel's just gonna use Totem to cast Pass Without a Trace, just so that it gives us a little bit more, not like coverage. Like we're not trying to like stay immediately out of sight, but just to make it
Like blend with the crowd.
Yeah. And then while we're sort of traveling, she's gonna say like I have a bag of holding. We can I don't have a lot in it right now. I don't know how much that weighs, but this bag can't exceed 500 pounds. So if you want to offload a bit of whatever's in that chest into this bag, we can maybe make quicker passage and not risk the entirety being snatched while we're traveling.
Clara leans in and she says, I have about 450 pounds of space in my bag too. We just need to get a room somewhere quietly and just securely divvy and then keep moving. Not an alley though. With the dragon around. They like shinies.
You saw at least 8 dragons flying around.
Not with the dragons around.
Just to clarify, there's the one on the spire, but the rest are up on top of the wall.
Not like they mug us or something, but I'm just saying.
A big chest of treasure. It draws the attention no matter what.
I could put my coat on it and let's just get into get a room in an inn or something.
Let's do that, but let's get a little bit of a distance away from the docks.
Clara's gonna look around. Like this place, does the dock, this area, look like a typical quote unquote medieval situation? Or is it like magical stuff everywhere?
There is a significant amount of magic, especially now with the sun going down. You seeing every lamppost is lit with magic. There's no flame. It's just a clear globe with a shiny little light inside.
Is there?
You're also seeing just above a lot of people, you're seeing carpets with someone essentially manning the carpet, two other people sitting on the carpet with a container on the back of the carpet, and they're just traveling around the city.
Is there anything like an information board for tourists? You are here. Welcome to the Empire of Ascension. Here's a list of our hotels.
Make
Something.
make a perception check.
Yes, sir.
Right. No, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Are there any of the fishermen around? Or like the dock workers or anybody that's sort of
Everybody's just scrambling around trying to, like, they are offloading ships that are here. Now there's not that many, but there's also not comparatively not that many dock workers that work here.
Yeah.
But it seems as if whatever trips were about to happen, whatever disembarking was about to happen, all of it's canceled. Entire crews are just getting off the ship and just going into town. Like, it's they're done. They're not
Okay.
going out.
Does it look like there's sort of a guy with a ledger that's keeping account of who's coming and going right now?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. We might have to ask farther in. It seems like they're in a bit of a disarray because of who we came with.
Agreed, and we don't want to stand out as obviously as being associated with that.
So we'll make our way sort of with the crowd.
Okay.
Toward the city proper.
Okay. So as you kind of get to the docks area and start heading into the city itself, basically along that way, you get onto the docks themselves. You notice a lot of the little buildings that are along the docks are actually places of business. Of various kinds. So there's just basically a string of businesses along the docks. For that. So that's something to explore potentially. Or you can continue doing like you're doing and head into the city itself.
Is there a Temple of Yorlan? Little Western Union bank exchange anywhere like that?
Not here.
Yeah, I think we should go in. I don't feel good about like just staying at the docks.
Yeah.
Are the signs written in a language that we can understand, like common, or is it in...
Yeah, it's common.
Are any of them like seem like an accommodation, or is it just businesses?
You see several businesses, but you do see one larger structure that seems to be more of an inn or something of that nature. You see a large number of rooms, balconies, all sorts of things.
So just point it out and say that could be a potential place. We'll head there and see if we can secure lodging.
You want to head there for lodging? Okay.
What's it called?
You arrive at the Star Shanty.
And by the way, as we're walking there, is that green dragon still watching?
It is.
I'm gonna send it a message.
It's looking out to the where the ship was.
Oh, so it's not watching us. Okay.
Nope. Has no idea that you're there.
I want to send it a message
Okay.
just while we're walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say, hello, I came in on the rowboat. We were attacked far away, not nearby. After negotiation, Locke delivered us here. Hope this calms any fears.
It's a jarring effect having a dragon turn its head so quickly, almost snapping its neck off as it now looks towards the dock. You watch as the people around you scatter quickly as its
I'm looking
gaze
directly at it.
stares. It flies up, flying over the top of all of you before turning in a snake-like spiral, landing onto the dock itself, scattering the people, causing them even more panic at this point. The dragon
I want to give it like a very traditional curtsy to show respect.
steps towards you all.
And I kind of just say under breath to everyone, I just let it know that Locke isn't attacking. Sorry.
Seiji kind of like holds his breath and like turns towards the dragon.
Try to hide the blood. I feel a little bad.
Who are you?
We are the Fateforged. And I'm looking around like, did everybody just like fucking leave, or do we have an audience? Oh, there's like, okay, cool.
Well, there's still somewhat of an audience, but
okay.
They
So
scared.
everyone's like listening in earshot.
yeah. Not everybody. Some people just left. But there's still a group that is like, oh my god, what's going on?
Seiji's gonna lean over to Eris and whisper, if you need to tell it who I am, secretly.
I nod.
Emperor, we've not been expecting you for weeks now.
I didn't say it was you.
Seiji will look towards it and like he'll stand. He's not bowing or inclining his head or anything. We didn't expect to be here for a few weeks, but events occurred beyond our control.
Getting assistance from Locke. Scaring our economy.
Yes.
So you bring with you ill omen.
A very unintended consequence. And something we needed to do.
If we did not take that specific way to get here, we may not have made it at all.
Creature seems to consider.
Seiji's just standing in front of him. His posture is like open, but he's just standing straight and waiting for it to deliberate.
And mine's the same, but I'm like half a step back from Seiji.
Mhm.
Try and show a little deference in front of this person.
Seiji, roll a persuasion check.
Roger.
Am I helping? Does that grant advantage?
I don't know. Are you helping?
I don't know. I hope so. He doesn't need it. Just kidding.
Hey, I'll take anything I can get.
So it was not an ill omen that we witnessed then. Not a threat of attack.
As far as I'm aware, Luck has no interest here.
I will let everyone know so that we can resume business. Though some may not be so convinced.
Seiji nods. Are we free to go?
I would suggest an apology to the Empress.
Noted.
Just takes off into the air.
Didn't expect that reaction.
Honestly, one of the better outcomes that could have occurred.
That's true.
And
I'm kind of glad I know.
they know we're here, which is a comfort in itself.
True. And at least there was no immediate request for you to go somewhere.
Yes. Seiji's gonna kind of look around. Is everyone still like eyes falling out of their heads, kind of like watching what we're doing?
To an extent, yes.
Let's just go.
And everyone heard what the dragon said, right? Like they all.
You believe so, but you're not sure how much of it they caught.
Okay.
Or how much of it they're going to choose to interpret.
Yeah, but there's not a lot we can do about that, and I'm not about to spend a half hour here trying to convince people. So let's check the Star Shanty out.
Okay. It is made completely of wood and pretty much built directly onto the wooden dock on which you travel. It has it extends back sort of behind the other residences and sort of extends out to kind of provide more rooms and stuff like that. Heading inside, you simply see a counter directly in front of you, a elven woman manning it. Looking up and seeing you approaching, she looks like she's stopping from being in somewhat of a panic to just sort of looking up and, can I help you?
Yes, we'd like some rooms if they're available, and something to eat, please, as well.
We were just... A lot of people just checked in just now. Give me a moment. How many rooms would you need?
Kind of look at the group. 3.
We might get by with 2 if we have to.
We can bunk up. It's fine.
I do have 3 rooms.
All right, we'll take them. How much?
That will be 30 pieces. I assume you're foreigners?
Was it that obvious? He kind of gives her a smile.
You walked into this establishment, so yes.
Seiji kind of sneaks a look at Melindra and then back. Hang on. I don't know if I have any pocket money.
Okay, Clara has money. She can pay.
Okay.
OOC.
Okay. You hand her the money?
30 pieces being... Will queens do?
What are those?
Currency of New Gitlia.
Never heard of it. Where's that located?
On the Elms Walk?
Oh, like Tenancy.
Yeah. In the region.
I assume it will do. We handle more currencies here than the places in town.
Much appreciated. I'll pay her.
Okay.
Um,
She inspects the coins. She seems satisfied.
This includes a meal.
Gold? Or is it
What?
supposed to be silver?
Oh, what
I'm
did
paying
you?
gold.
Yeah.
I'm paying gold.
I'm trying to watch her face. Like, is she kind of like? Does it look like she's getting paid a shitload more than she's supposed to?
Give me an
She's
insight
happy
check.
about it? Okay.
As far as
I'm not worried. We got 500 pounds.
Yeah,
of
we
coins
have
in that chest.
500 pounds of treasure. I don't think.
I'm just trying. No, I'm trying to learn like
No,
what.
no,
pieces-
no, no. It's a good thing to do. It's a
No,
good
true.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad about it.
No,
her
no.
money.
This seems like what she was expecting.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Does this include meals?
Oh, we don't serve meals here, and in fact, we ask that all food and drink be kept outside the premises. Next door, there is a tavern
Excellent.
that will serve.
That's fine.
You said that it was odd that we walked into your establishment. Why would that be strange? Is this not a place of lodging?
No, it would be odd if you were from here.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
Right?
What's your name, please?
My name is Haran.
Thank you. And Clara asks for directions and where our rooms are, and we can go.
She pointed you right next door for the
Awesome.
food. Your rooms are on the 3rd floor on the eastern wing.
So this place is pretty big.
Yes,
Cool.
which is also why it's so expensive.
All right, well, I guess we decide who bunks up with who. Presumably me and Reese.
I could go with the same lodgings we had on the ship.
And you have the chest, right, Eris? Okay.
Yeah, and we can start to divvy things up once we get there.
All right.
Get to the room.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
To not be logging this thing around would be good.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment.
Seems to be causing anxiety.
Out of
Does
character,
he?
were we on the third floor on the same side in the city as well when we stayed in the city?
I think we were higher floor than that.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
check my notes. We were high up. Like 5th?
Hmm.
We weren't like penthouse or anything, but we were, yeah, it's like 5th or something.
Okay. Pulling things out of the chest, gems and things are intermingled along with the coin.
Yeah, I just want to like sort everything into piles.
Yeah, give me a second to actually write down so that I can just kind of say it all at once.
And curious about the currency, since we seem to have someone who might know what exchange rates are like.
I'm gonna pretend I don't know. Y'all gonna enjoy this. This chest might come in handy.
Actea, do you happen to have the currency chart for the Empire of Ascension?
Okay. I believe.
If you can message it to me.
What? I don't have a. Okay.
Just what you remember. Because I think I'm missing one part in my mind.
And OOC, if we had Sorena and Eresius here, we'd be set. Oh, you know her sister.
Maybe y'all would be sad. I'd be scared. I haven't forgotten. Seiji hasn't forgotten.
How
I'm
could
just
he?
saying.
Seiji has some very weird ideas about the people of the Empire of Ascension right now.
All right. So, after spending some time to count the chest, you have formed several piles of different things. Is that why it's stuck in your mind, Actea? The
Yeah.
2,000 diamond thing? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. There is 5,000 platinum, 12,000 gold, 11,000 silver, 1,000 gold of diamonds, 8,000 gold of rubies, 7,500 gold of emerald, and 1,400 gold of sapphire.
Sir, please copy pasta that somewhere.
I can't. I wrote it, so it's not
What was the sapphire amount again? At the end?
1,400.
Okay, cool. I was right.
So let me
I have it right, guys.
look at that.
Didn't realize we'd be in big numbers, so I'm turning all the zeros into just a K.
Here, I actually
Dear
could do that.
God. Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
Are these the diamonds that power certain cleric spells?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Very much so. I can think of uses for a lot of that shit, actually.
And the diamond, ruby, emerald, sapphires, they're in various sizes.
Makes sense. I wish you could search your spells by the spell components.
You can if you make an Excel spreadsheet.
Boo, lame. I think there is a website out there somewhere. It would just be so nice if D&D Beyond had it.
All right.
Mel wants to ask Haran, since we're not from around here that much, can you tell us a little bit about the city or where to find things, specifically if there is a Temple of Yorlin within the the general area? Is it Yorlin or Jorlin? I can never remember if the J is silent.
Yorlin.
It's a
Okay.
it's a you.
Yes, there is a Temple of Yorlin near the western side of town. On the large center circle of town. On the western side of the circle, there's a Temple of Yorlin just opposite the casino. The casino is more on the eastern side of that same circle. So,
How exciting.
and across from the casino, you will see the Temple of Yuna.
Is there a temple to Callista here?
No, we follow more closely Saphira's guidance for our dead.
Makes sense.
You will see Saphira's spire in the distance. It is one of the taller structures there, and the many dragon that swarm it.
Out of curiosity, do you happen to have a Temple of the Architect here? For the artisans.
No, we do not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to bombard you with questions, but we're a little off of our footing here and would like to regain some of it. Are there any suggestions or recommendations you have for things to see, things to do, perhaps as visitors that we must, from a legal perspective, anywhere we need to pay respects to or something like that?
The Empire of Ascension is broadly acquires a little bit of tourism. We've mostly designed this city for ourselves and our own enjoyment, though others seem to find it as well. If there was a structure or a place that I would advise that both you must go and must avoid, it would be the casino.
That makes sense.
That sounds like the perfect way to put it. I saw you have carpets that fly.
Yes, you can hail any licensed carpet to come take you wherever you need to go within the city. Many structures and businesses are sometimes on elevated platforms and are very difficult to reach by foot. So these places would be more accessible from someone that operates one of these flying carpets. And especially for a tourist that doesn't know the way around, it is probably the safest.
Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Thank you.
As much as we've attempted to discourage criminal activity, they would prey on tourists.
What is the currency of this nation?
Gemstones. One of the more common currencies is diamonds.
I visibly cover my face to cover my reaction to that.
And what of other stones? Did they have?
Emerald, sapphire, ruby. Each one of them. We have here. Let me show you. She pulls out a diamond coin. This would roughly exchange for about 100 of your golden circles.
Wow. It's really pretty.
See if I can't re-engineer this whole thing.
Clara says under her breath to the party. Yeah, we need to get our business done and get out of here.
Agreed. But first, he kind of points in the direction of the tavern. Food sounds like a good idea.
Absolutely. And I think a drink.
She shows you a ruby coin that is smaller, a sapphire coin, and an emerald coin. So they make them into these little coins, and they are gemstone coins.
So that's in the, so it's diamond, ruby, sapphire, emerald.
I believe, and that's what we're going with right now.
Okay.
How much do they have in gems to make it a currency? That's crazy.
Well, they're not very big coins either, you know.
Still.
But
I mean, their currency is probably worth what, like half of Bastion?
Yeah.
They're also a city unto themselves. What they consider to be important might not be valued somewhere else. However, there are a lot of dragons here. Lots of dragons. So, yeah. Hordes upon hordes upon hordes.
Yeah, maybe things that we have problems with, they just don't as much.
Well, think about Lesage. Lesage's exchange rates and cost of living for other people is incredibly high. That's one dragon. The dragon goddess lives here, so
That's a good point.
And if the currency is being used within the walls of the city and not really leaving it, it's like it's being circulated throughout what could potentially be an entire horde, but not actually being removed.
Interesting.
Maybe the city is the horde.
Maybe.
Maybe
Oh,
the city
one.
is the horde.
One of these diamond coins can bring someone back from the dead. Just one.
The cost of a life.
The cost of a sandwich. We gotta get something into our. Come on, muscles. Gotta keep the protein going.
Yeah, Seiji's 100% in favor of that.
Yeah.
So I'll head over to the tavern next door.
Okay.
I'm just to double check, like the gold and jewels and stuff are safely in bags of holding now, and we're all good now, right? We're not just leaving a chest.
No, yo, we put them. We would have split them between. I don't know how we're doing it though, but I
Yeah,
guess
how are
half and half.
We can split them from Sage's perspective. We can split them whenever. It's just that they're safe and not like.
Oh yeah.
True. Yeah, half and half works then, just for carrying.
Yeah.
I would actually say at some point, maybe after the session, might sit down with a spreadsheet and just say, okay, let's have some pocket money.
Don't forget Velathiel either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for all of us, like to say, okay, spend this. Because right now Clara's contemplated she's gonna end up living in a tent.
Let's go
Oh,
back to the rowboat and just live on the sea.
Just continue the rest of the campaign as a game of raft.
Yeah, we'll set up the 2-man tent like over it, like a bimini.
Exactly.
All right. So
Listen, I just need your information, and this town's gonna have one. So
all right. So you head next door. You see a tavern now filled. Probably not a single table available anymore at this point. Very, very busy. People just standing around. An immediate reaction for me, if I were to see this, would be we need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is basically where the dock emptied to when the when the sighting of Locke happened.
We can go take a walk.
Yeah.
Take a chill stroll.
Okay. You want to continue looking up and down the dock, or you want to actually head inside where the city is, or do you
If
want to
this
try
tavern-
and hail a carpet?
Do you have anything that needs to be done right now?
I mean, I wouldn't mind knowing where some shops are for when we do want to buy supplies, but we don't have to buy anything right now.
As a side note, Haran said that no food or drink is allowed on the premises. So we have to eat outside? Everything. Then go sleep there. So
That's fine.
I hate to be this person, but surely the Empress will know about your presence soon. I would not suggest you keep her waiting too long.
Yes, but we literally just got here.
what
I
time
I
of day?
understand. I'm not saying we should skip food, but
The sun was
let's-
going down earlier.
I think it might be my royal prerogative to recover from such a harrowing ordeal and take a few days of relaxation. They know I'm here, so it's not a surprise anymore. At the earliest, I think the morning will do.
Mel's gonna look at Clara carousing, Eris carousing, Seiji carousing, Reese carousing.
Always.
Good.
Let's
Within
go.
reason.
Sure.
I'll be here. I may not carouse.
Okay, you're gonna need a name because you can't just walk around with like I am first of his name from the end. You're gonna have to like come up with something so we can call you.
He kind of wrinkles his brow. I don't think I've ever had a code name before.
You can't go carousing using a real name.
What do you suggest?
Did you have any nicknames as a child? Something your parents would call you?
He kind of turns away a little bit. Nothing that bears repeating.
Johnny? Bill. David.
Yeah.
Call me Sam.
Sam. Go on, Karen, let's go. Clara takes the Milledra.
Yeah, we'll just like link arms and look for another tavern.
Okay. On down the dock, you find a place called the Emerald Shark.
And as we're going, I'm just sort of looking at the shops that we're passing to see if there's anything like this is where you can get like potions or armor or like magic items or just resupply. A fishmonger, like just see, kind of getting a sense of what's down here to decide whether or not we need to go further into the city to find the good stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
mostly here is just like you said, there's a shop. There's several shops selling fish. You also find a shop selling ships. And even in glancing by, you realize that shop could also sell airships. It's just kind of like passing by, and it's like, oh, ships for sale. That's one's flying. You know, like here's a brochure of a flying ship, right? You head on down. You see the Emerald Shark. It's interesting here because of the busyness of the other taverns you passed, as opposed to this one. It doesn't seem to be as busy. Upon entering, there is a strange sense that almost drives you away. Just going into the door.
Are there
Like,
any patrons in here or no?
and what kind of sense is it?
It's like a panic. It's that same sense when you are going through a place that you're not familiar with, and it's in the dark and you can't quite see where you're going, and you've heard something recently that you can't truly identify. And it's that fear of the unknown that almost paralyzes you and sort of drives you to go back to familiar territory.
Yeah, I do step back outside. Fuck that. No.
Inside, there are several people. Again, just a handful. But specifically, you see this man that stands out, who's extremely large. We're talking 7 to 8 feet tall. muscles just extremely large, though he's not like disproportionate. He would be on the football player sort of level of physique. Very large black man, the just obsidian of skin. Long beard. Has these slight curls and extends down a little bit of gleam from oil that he probably uses to take care of it. He's sitting sort of in the back of the tavern from the entrance. You're noticing most of the rest of the patrons are sitting towards the front. So there's no one sitting near this man. A large sword that looks far too large to wield, Seiji leans up against the corner of the tavern near this man. As he sits there with his large mug and drinks it, and you see several mugs at his table that he has emptied already. The tavern owner sits there, not even becoming aware of your presence, just sort of staring towards the man while over-cleaning a mug.
So he kind of looks at everyone else. How's everyone reacting to this? Y'all good?
Eris left. It's intense in here.
Seiji wants to look at can he like get a glance of if there's any food served here, like other people's tables? Or
Yeah,
anything like
seems so. Looks pretty good, actually.
that? All right.
You think at
No
the
fear.
at the man's table nearby, you swear you see a plate of just straight bones from chicken wings that he has consumed.
Is it like his presence? Is it like coming off of him? Or is it just
Without
generally
anything
within?
helping you understand that,
Makes sense.
there's a good, like, you can easily make that assumption.
Does it feel like, because we've experienced dragon fear before, is it like that?
You think it's very similar.
Okay.
But there's something extra about this.
Okay. I'll just shrug and say, I don't see a reason why we can't eat here.
All right. Seiji will walk up to the proprietor.
Mm-hmm. Again,
Hello?
you almost get right up to the counter, and he still doesn't hardly even notice you. Sort of startled by your appearance. Can I help you?
Look at table. Some food.
So as a table, take your pick. He just kind of points around at the various tables that are empty. Anything particular you like? I have a nice meal of chicken and broccoli, various stews. I've had a stew running for About 6 months now. If you're interested in
That
that.
sounds wonderful.
All right.
For me and he kind of gestures to everyone else, like whatever y'all want. He'll pick a table, like a table away from the dude,
all right.
like not right up against him, but like one away.
So there's 6 of you. Then
Did Valathiel come with us?
she did.
Okay.
Eris is outside though.
He saw Eris for a second.
Okay.
Just was kind of, out of
Or
it.
a couple of tables or a booth or something.
There's a nice circle table right there. If would accompany everyone.
Sure.
It's 1 emerald per meal.
Okay. Seiji turns to Melindra or Clara, whoever's holding the purse strings.
Yeah, she'll reach in and take out the 6 emeralds.
The emeralds you acquired are not in the currency of
No currency.
the Empire. They could be worth way more than an emerald coin.
Ah.
Do you have an exchange?
Foreigners,
Yeah.
10 pieces per meal.
Silver?
What do you mean?
Pieces. The pieces are silver? Pieces?
Maybe show him one.
Yeah. She'll take out a wolf.
I think 1,000 of these.
She'll take out gold.
Yes, those pieces.
Yeah, it's gonna be these pieces. Okay. I got it.
So you have smaller
6.
currency than those. Extraordinary.
And at this point, since no one's really come outside with me and it's been a minute, I suck it up and come back inside.
Eris is like, why don't you support me in my decisions?
We don't know why she left.
I don't know why I stayed. No, that's cool. Yeah, I come back inside and just quietly join the group.
Mm-hmm. I will. So 5, 6. So someone hand over 60 gold worth. Yes. No.
Clara's got it. I guess.
I pay.
Okay. I'll have meal and drink brought out to you shortly.
Thank you.
And go sit at this circular table towards the center of the tavern.
I wonder what they put in their stew here.
Is that what they serve?
Amongst other things. He said they had broccoli, chicken.
Do you ask that man for a menu?
I don't know if this is the kind of place that has a menu, but maybe.
You see the owner shortly come out holding a plate of drumsticks as he serves the man. Grabs it and pulls it towards him. You notice he sort of glares for a minute towards the table that you are all sitting at and focuses attention back onto the food at hand.
Those look good.
It's a pile too. It's several chickens lost their lives to this man.
If he glared at us, I'm gonna look back
It was
at
a long stare and intent probably misconstrued a little. He doesn't have a very he has sort of an angry face in general, it seems.
Right. If our eyes meet, I'm gonna give him the old smile and nod.
Yeah, I mean his eyes for a second as well, but I don't make any facial expression, and then I just look back at his food,
Mm-hmm.
and I look back to the group. Yeah, can we get that? I want that.
Sure. Chicken
Yeah.
sounds good.
At least some of us. No, everyone has to get the same thing.
Just get a big plate for the table.
Not gonna lie, I had a really weird evening. That ride was not fun. That whole getting. Yeah, no, I need to eat my feelings, so I would appreciate some good wings.
Yeah.
You a shadow sort of crosses over the table for a moment as someone enters the tavern. A long robed, like dark robed figure steps inside and starts heading towards the man. The man sort of leans back and wipes his hands as the man approaches. Don't bother me when I'm consuming. The robed figure sort of nods, turns, and walks right back out.
Clara cracked a joke, but she also under her coat and her table. She has a good hold onto her handbag of holding, but she also makes sure that her guns are accessible very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do anything with them. She's just making sure everything's set. Just in case.
Yeah, and in a similar vein, I'm assuming my pole arm is like underneath the table or propped up against the chair or a wall or something accessible.
You're trying to conceal your massive.
I'm not concealing it.
Okay.
I'm just it's there. The blade is wrapped, like, which is what I do when like I'm not about to use it. It's just it's nearby.
What does Seiji think of his Final Fantasy style weapon?
He kind of digs it. He's secretly like super into it. Also, he wants to take a crack at the dude's sword, but he's not going to say that.
Uh-huh. I'm half expecting Seiji to go over there and be like, "You want to arm wrestle?"
You know, I'm there. Like the thought is in his head.
For Christ's sakes, can we just eat first?
The man brings out bread first. If you want to sort of alter your specific orders, you know, to the different things, you know, you're able to do so there. The bread has about 4 different sauces that comes with it as well.
Fancy.
It's just Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, it's
Get some mozzarella sticks.
those are extra, man. But yeah, so those come out first. The stew comes out next, and he informs you those that wanted the drumsticks will have those shortly.
And some broccoli with that too. Thank you.
The stew again has been a long running stew, so there is flavors from. This has been a 6-month running stew, so the flavors are well mixed from all the past ingredients as well as the current. The current looks like a heavy infusion of various vegetables, especially the chopped soft carrots and things of that nature. The current meat within the stew being a beef that is within there, onions and everything. So it's been running for a very long time. Though it is still hard to get comfortable within the room with this presence sort of just constantly putting pressure onto the mood of everything. And several of you have your backs towards the man anyway, so sort of relying on cues from the rest of the party in case something were to happen. But he seems content in consuming. And his plates seem to keep adding up as well. So as he finishes the drumsticks, he gets like 2 or 3 bowls of stew. So he just keeps eating.
Man after my own heart.
Would any of you?
Seems like more than normal.
I don't like this.
Me either. But here we are.
It's fine. He is consuming his meal. He's not bothering anyone. We're probably just thinking too much into it.
Either way, we're here to eat.
You want to go say
have a
hello,
good
don't
time.
you? I know you.
A little bit, yes, but the man does not want to be disturbed, so I'll let him be.
He does not want to be disturbed while he is consuming.
Yes. If he finishes, maybe I'll go and say hi.
And shortly after that, you see him just kind of take his towel that is now soaked with grease and everything. He throws it onto the table. Just sort of leans back, seemingly satisfied for the time being.
Well, after a meal like that, I think you should challenge him to a race.
How loudly does Reese say that?
He doesn't whisper, but he's not intentionally trying to be overheard. Normal table conversation.
Upon hearing the word challenge, Seiji, you do see the man's eyes sort of glare over towards the table for just a moment.
I look at Reese. He can hear that, you know.
Well, that's okay. Seiji doesn't have to go through with it. It was just an idea.
Seiji looks at Reese, gives him some side eye, like, I know what you're doing, and I'm gonna oblige. And he kind of gets up and kind of walks over to where the guy's sitting, not too close, and hello there.
Yeah, when Seiji gets up, Mel's gonna like signal the barkeep to bring over some more, like another carafe of wine.
Yeah, this is Clara needs a drink. Stat.
And my hand goes on my sword hilt under the table. But
man, as you
I just
approach Seiji, before you have a chance to say anything, he looks over, sees you approaching, and the chair on the other side of the table gets kicked out a little bit in a way of sort of making it available.
And he'll take the chair, sit down opposite the man.
Okay. So this man is again massive. He is his hair is sort of cut short. Still a very very dark black hair.
Also, just for everyone's reference, Seiji's like 5'9".
Yeah.
And like 180, 190 pounds total, just for like a size comparison.
Yeah, this guy this guy could rival Goliath that you have seen in just stature. Though again, does not appear to be anything of that.
Hello there.
Hello.
My name is Sam.
His eyes sort of narrow a little.
He kind of gives him a little shrug. What's yours?
Not sure if I should tell you.
Up to you. Just making introductions.
He just kind of sizes you up a little.
I noticed your sword over there.
You like it?
I do. I don't think I've ever seen or wielded anything like it before.
He reaches over and grabs it with one hand and picks it up and kind of holds it over.
Oh. And Sage is gonna reach and try to like grab it.
It falls over to the ground, and the weight is immeasurable.
I cover my mouth, but I'm audibly giggling.
Sage is gonna like strain and try to lift it again.
Give me a strength check. You feel like you have an incredibly good leverage on this thing, but it does not seem to move. The man holds up his hand, and you watch as the thing stands up and flies over to his hand as he grabs it, puts it over into the corner.
Wow. Does it have a name?
It's not that kind of sword. It's more of a,
Sage, sorry, go ahead.
it's more of a tooth.
Tooth. He kind of looks closer at it. Does it look like the tooth of anything he would Is it like metal? Is it bone?
It's
Is
pretty
it...
solid metal. Sort of has a grayish tint to the blade. Nothing particularly standing out other than its size.
What beast could have a metal tooth so large?
A rather unique one. Though it's meant to be more representative than literal.
Ah. I might begin to see. Well, since you showed me yours, I'll show you mine. He kind of gets up and hustles over to the pole arm, grabs it, and unwraps the blade and kind of shows it to him.
Mm-hmm. He looks. Is that a phoenix I see?
It is. No one's ever recognized it before.
That's so.
Yeah. I think this is pretty unique too.
Unique, probably not, but definitely on the high end of rarity.
Yeah, this blade came from an actual phoenix. It's somehow became the glaive.
Phoenixes are known to do that from time to time to assist people in great times of need. So tell me, is this a great time of need?
This? No. Well, he kind of deliberates.
I mean, in general.
Oh. No, not at the moment, no.
Hmm.
He kind of wraps it up and puts it away again.
He has an odd look on his face for a moment. Kind of sniffs toward your direction a little.
Seiji kind of. I've been traveling for a while. It's
Meet a
I
lot of
only-
interesting people then.
yeah, a lot of unique characters.
Hmm.
Some of which are incredibly dangerous, in that we only managed to escape by the skin of our teeth. He kind of looks at him in the eye when he says that.
Mm-hmm. He seems to be trying to figure something out.
Clara casts Ghost Sight. Two hit die.
Mm-hmm. Where's my message to you? So, you seemed intrigued in wanting to come and talk to me. About what?
Nothing in particular, really. I just wanted to make your acquaintance. You seemed like an interesting person and very strong.
Well, since we are using fake names, you can call me Earl.
Earl. Pleasure to meet you. Now, I don't know how things are done in this part of the world, but how do you feel about wrestling?
Is that the challenge I overheard?
Somewhat. I have a little bit of a habit. I see someone strong and I want to pit myself against them. Not in an aggressive kind, well, a friendly wrestling match, let's just say, to test where I am.
It seems like a reasonable request. Though, I am a little preoccupied at the moment.
Ah. Well, that's understandable. Perhaps we could schedule something at a time when you're not preoccupied?
There's a meeting I'm looking forward to. If I still have time after the meeting. Then perhaps.
Sounds good to me. He kind of thinks for a minute. We're currently staying nearby, but that may change in the coming days. Perhaps we meet here in when is your meeting? Do you know?
There's some issues with my meeting. Once they get resolved, then we'll just see.
How about this? If I change my accommodations, I will let this gentleman here know. He gestures at the barkeep, and I'd ask if you do likewise, and then we can meet up that way.
He reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a sharp-looking stone. Takes it and pushes it on the table. Plant this into the ground, and I'll know.
He reaches over and takes it. Thank you. I will do that.
If I don't arrive in 10 minutes, then I'm simply too busy to accommodate.
Understandable. Well, if you are too busy, I hope we do meet again someday.
Sure.
He kind of extends a hand out to shake.
Just be thinking about what sort of wager you want to put on it. He shakes your hand.
Oh, I have a few ideas. He kind of gives him a wink. And kind of, Seiji kind of gets up and like theatrically stretches. Just like looks over at the Fateforged. I think it's about time to turn in, don't you?
Sounds good.
Seiji kind of just walks out.
Another round of food comes to the man's table. So you all get fed and leave at this point?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Head back to your
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah.
On the way out, Reese wants to look to see if the man is wearing any noticeable symbol.
Give me a perception check. You look and you see the faintest glimpse of a chain that is beneath that is going beneath his shirt. So he's wearing some sort of necklace or amulet of some kind, though not presenting it.
Okay.
I sent DM a message, but Clara has been quietly recording from the time she got the scan results.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, she of her own self is going to memorize what this guy looks like.
Reese, as part of that, you also notice that as you all leave, that someone takes note of your leaving and turns and begins walking away. Seems...
Is this the same man who tried to interrupt him?
No. Not dressed anywhere. And this guy is dressed a lot more casual. Though still in pretty fine clothes, but it seems like he was waiting around for you all to leave, and when you did, he turned and began heading down the dock in the opposite direction of your inn.
Okay.
Okay.
Once we make our way like a good distance, preferably, he'll take out the tooth thingy and like, what is this? Do any of you recognize what this is?
It looks like onyx stone. It kind of looks like it's in the shape of a tooth, like of a large creature.
Is there a symbol on it, or is it just a stone?
Just a stone.
Is it? And Seiji kind of looks. Is it, magic?
Potentially, yes. We can inspect it further once we get back. I wonder if it has magical properties. It must be able to contact him somehow. Sounds like that was the terms.
Yeah, I just wondered if maybe it had other purposes that he might not have told us about.
Mel, hold out your hand and just cast Detect Magic on it to see if there's anything.
Let me double check myself before I make a goof.
It's a bomb.
We may want to wait until we get back. We were being watched.
Yeah, Clara, her ghost sight was active, so she could have seen around. We'll get to that just now. let them resolve the stone face.
So there is magic on it, and it is evocation.
Okay.
It is a bomb.
Seems like evocation of some kind. What do you mean we were being watched, Reese?
As we left, somebody took notice of our leaving and then proceeded to go the opposite direction as us. It was not the same robed person who interrupted our friend. It was somebody else. I can't help but wonder if this was a spy for somebody.
What did they look
I'm
like?
not surprised. I'll just let everyone know that everyone around us is probably reporting to someone with authority, including the innkeeper, including the tavern keeper, including everybody. So just be conscious of that.
As a note, the fact that they walked out the way they did was more of a courtesy. If they were really trying to not be noticed, we never would have known we were under surveillance.
I agree. Honestly, and he
However-
kind of takes his polearm and swings it around a little bit. Honestly, with the amount of magic in this city, I wouldn't be surprised if there are invisible people everywhere.
However, hot stuff. And she turns and she shows him her wrist device.
What's on it?
In-game chat, because she had scanned your friend, your new buddy, and she doesn't want to say it. She just puts it.
I'm not gonna say that I suspected so, because I wasn't. But two things. One, we have a habit of running into these characters everywhere. And second, he sniffed me. He's not vanilla human.
Well, neither are you.
Yeah. So the challenge takes on a little bit more of a meaning.
3 of the robed figures now, like in the same dress as you saw before, the man entering. There's now 3 of them heading your way.
Do they have symbols on them, or are they just robes?
Just robes. Their symbols seem to be, if they do have symbols, they're hidden.
Any weapons?
Not that you can see.
All right. Seiji will stop and turn towards them.
Okay.
Wait for them to approach.
Depending on how long we were in there lingering after Seiji left, is Clara's ghost sight still active?
Probably not at this point.
That's fair.
But my detect magic is. Are they magical? Do they have magical things?
Their robes could be magical. I'll at least say. I don't have any specific intent, you know.
Sure, like it could be like a ward or something, or yeah.
But, they approach. You can't really truly see their faces. They're going through some process of keeping themselves noticeable but concealed at the same time. Assuming you sort of acknowledge their presence. The master wishes to know her location. He will pay handsomely for it.
Are there any symbols on these people?
Say again.
Are there any symbols on these people?
As stated before, if there are any, they're being concealed.
Who are they talking to?
Seiji.
Ah.
I'm sorry, who?
The girl. The woman. We seek her.
Which girl, woman?
Hold on. You see them look amongst each other when you ask this question. The lead one looks back towards you. We seek a woman whom you have been in presence of.
Is there a name?
We are unsure of the name in which the woman would be using now.
Okay, can you tell me something about her? I've met quite a few women in my life.
This one would stand out.
A lot of the women would stand out.
Seems frustrated.
Seiji looks at him like apologetically, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Does she look a certain way? Does she?
Unknown.
Do you know where I might have met her?
A place hidden.
What she looks like?
We only know what she looked like the last time we saw her.
Okay, let's go with that. What did she look like the last time you saw her?
Hold on. I'm not sure if you can do this. He seems frustrated. Large. Black dragon. Slender.
Who is your master?
That cannot be said aloud.
We did fight a black dragon a while back.
Yes?
Oh. So it was like he kind of looks at the group for like confirmation. It was some swamp area.
Water thicket.
That's it.
Do the robes look similar to the people we saw come gather that dragon body?
That was from Shademore and Ravencraft.
The collectors are from Sharon
collectors.
Ravencraft. These are just they're
Yeah,
like
but we have some-
entities.
There were some robed people though
Yeah, those were just black,
along.
dark.
Oh,
They
okay.
were just,
They're wraithy, I think.
yeah.
Like wraiths.
Okay. Just kidding.
These darker. These also have some white trim. Some intricate design, though nothing specific. No like specific symbology. You would also see at this distance hints of red, blue, and green sort of gemstones as well.
So yeah, the last time we encountered a black dragon was in the water thicket. It was guarding these ruins and holding the town hostage.
If there is a dragon on this realm, we would know of it.
I don't know what to tell you. It was on this realm as far as I know.
Yeah. Very well.
Hang on. I just offered you information.
The information we seek is specific. A long time we have been searching for this specific woman.
Okay. How about this?
And I do not believe that a black dragon sitting on this plane of existence within the water thicket in a swamp is the hidden entity in which we seek.
I mean, it's dead now, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said a thin black dragon that's slender and is in the place that's hidden. Just in the case I come across her in the future.
Yes.
How if I met someone who matches the descriptions, how much are you willing to pay for it?
What do you desire?
Can I get an airship?
An airship.
Yeah, like the one they sell in that shop. And he kind of points to the ship shop.
Yes. That, if you give us information that leads to her capture, then we will grant you this trivial thing.
Great. And how can I contact you in case I find out?
Well, that would be a good time to use the stone, then.
Oh, this stone?
Yes,
No, that's for the challenge.
it will be acceptable to use it for this reason as well.
But then I can't use it for the challenge.
It will grant you another stone.
Okay, fine. But I'm gonna use the stone for the challenge
And also
soon.
this.
And okay, if I can use it more than once, I'll use it the second time. Deal?
He will grant you another stone.
Okay. Jeez.
Wait, who will do the granting? Are you saying that the entity that you serve will do this for you?
Earl, right?
Earl,
You're making promises for this entity.
he will do this.
And you speak with his authority.
No.
Well.
But he will do this.
I'll ask him about it next time.
Yes.
Okay.
Why do you search for this woman? What did she do? Is she dangerous?
Yes.
What did she do?
She is a fugitive. Missing.
What crime did she commit? And I do my best, like, doe-eyed, big-eye, like, dumb girl impression.
Give me... I'm trying to fluster you to give me information you shouldn't give me. Check. Just roll persuasion.
Sure. I'm real bad at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not my thing.
Just contact him should you discover this information. And if you are to leave this place, we can speak more openly.
Got it. He kind of does one of these at the guy and kind of winks at him, clicks his fingers, and starts heading back to the inn.
See the awkwardness of the robes kind of open up, and a black clawed hand with long nails comes out and tries to do the same thing. Awkward greetings. The three leave. You all arrive in your rooms, perhaps together to temporarily discuss the events.
Yeah.
Well, lovely friend we picked up.
You know, which group of people looking for a dragon would not say its name in a place with a temple of Saphira in it?
Yeah, and I look enraged. So you know I know what's up. I don't say anything.
And your buddy, your sparring partner to be, or next date, whatever, works for you now, is a golden aura of a god.
Which one, though?
I think we found. And I pull out Shamash's staff because I keep it with me all the time.
This might be another one of those times where it's a name we shouldn't say.
Considering
At least within the confines of this city.
if we want to get into her good books, however, it's good information to have.
But we also want to get in someone else's good books, or at least to a negotiating table.
I don't think we negotiate with him.
That's not what we were told.
Clara looks at Ariski. This is going to be really fracking hard for us.
Well, I don't think that we should be the ones to do this one. That's what I mean.
Absolutely. 100%. We keep what we know, and I think we should just focus on what we came here to do.
Yeah. It helps that
And
his followers are pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Unless that was, a whole setup and to gauge our reaction to interacting with such underlings.
I doubt it. They didn't seem very intelligent.
They may be, but the people in charge of them
Certainly.
And they are seeking a friend of ours.
Yes. And thankfully, we don't actually know where she is.
Should we mention this on our trip to the temple?
Well, I feel like we may have to, but it'll need to be couched in the right way. Because we did come to talk to her about everything. And that everything will include her working with him.
I think that the specifics of who they're looking for and what we know need to go unspoken. Because as you've said, we don't know who's around the corner, listening, watching, observing, and reporting. And one slip, even though we may not know right now, if we give a lead, a description, a name, there's power in that.
We also don't know how much there are different groups at play here, and we don't know how much they know about us and what aspects they know about of us and what's going on and the extent of their knowledge. So for the time being, I will remain Sam, a happy-go-lucky adventurer, and just kind of living life until we get to the palace, of course.
And he knew that you weren't that.
He did.
And if those underlings were sent to ask those questions to us, I have a feeling he already knows of some association.
I don't know. Something about the way they spoke made it seem like they weren't on the exact same page. Both Earl and them.
Here's the thing.
I agree.
They said planes. You know there are multiple planes. There are planes within planes. There are planes beyond this plane. The person they're looking for, whoever she is, could be anywhere. And if she has been evading them for so long, she damn well knows how to stay hidden.
I don't know that even if we were captured, tortured, and had the truths extracted from our brains, that we'd be able to help them much anyway, but best to be as safe as we can be.
I think we could give them a lot of information. You know, what her plan was, at least for a long time. Details about that. Details about what she told us. Vesper in particular. But all of us.
Yeah, Suji kind of looks around at presumably the walls of this establishment.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should all just be very careful about what we say out loud. I know some of us can communicate magically and mentally, so that might be helpful too. If certain things need to be communicated. But I don't know if that's secure or not. So I think a visit to the temple tomorrow and an official introduction to the palace for me, at least.
Yeah.
I will say that there may be a benefit to our lodgings being here. They seem to be more respectful of tourists and may not be as willing to overhear our discussions as perhaps the intercity might. Though I'm not informed enough to make such a claim. It just may be something to consider.
That is a good point. Plus, while we're here, we're where people expect us to be.
Though we may find more secure lodging should we announce ourselves and put ourselves under the protection of the Empress and those dragons.
I think that's part and parcel of tomorrow's conversation.
Depending on how much security.
Or perhaps secured under Sophia herself.
Which, yeah, that's the most important thing. That's why we're here to begin with. Is so we can get her on our side.
So we should probably do that first thing in the morning. Or do you believe that dragons sleep?
I don't know if she sleeps or not, but he kind of opens his hands. I don't know. It seems like the respectful thing to do.
I have known of temples that are open all hours of the night and very receptive of people coming in and asking questions no matter what time.
I do know that,
and especially
for
after
her.
Such an encounter, to immediately go running into our arms. It could provide some favor and not appear as if we are hiding something. As you said,
That's a good point.
who knows who was watching that encounter on the street? Who knows who that individual was that Reese spotted? Honestly, I'm energized enough not to go to sleep, and to instead go running to the temple now and seeing what we could do. What say
So
all
he
of
kind
you?
of looks away and kind of thinks for a while.
I'm inclined to agree. It's really not safe here. There are way too many eyes and ears.
I mean, the logic's sound.
Then are there any objections to leaving now?
Grace, what do you think?
We have two adversarial parties that we are trying to convince to sit down at a table together. Would it behoove us to be seen quickly joining one side over the other? As much as we want Saphira's respect, don't we start to want his as well?
There's also a matter of appearances. Running towards her as fast as our little legs can take us implies a weakness in us that, while truth be told, we're on a level and they're on a different plane, still even the appearance of weakness may hurt us more than it helps us.
I think he already knows that we're enemies. I don't think there's really much question.
Yet they approached us.
Well, yeah, they need us.
They might
But
not
they
even
didn't approach
know.
us with blades and weapons. They approached us with words.
Well, look where we are. I don't know that would have gone the same way if we were somewhere else.
If they wanted to knife us in the back,
They seem to want to have as much secrecy as possible. They are concerned about their appearances here. They are keeping their symbols hidden. They are keeping their identities hidden. He himself would not even speak his name. There is something they are hiding from as well.
They're hiding. Do you remember when all the Zohiri refugees went to Lesage? Saphira did that. She's not calm. She's a dragon. Dragon goddess. Take what we know about dragons from Lesage and take that times a million for Saphira.
I think for tonight we should maintain the illusion of neutrality. Tomorrow, after Seiji has made his formal introductions, if they offer us safer haven, then we can accept that because we are a guest. But as for tonight, we should not run toward that.
I think we should all turn in for the night and rest, but approach Saphira first thing in the morning before the palace.
That
Agreed.
sounds like a plan. I will see
I
you all.
Also-
I will
spend
see
a
you
lot
all
of
in the
time.
morning then.
And you folks need to rest up and get your spell slots just in case
I'm pretty spent.
something goes down.
We should probably set a watch.
Yes.
Fair point.
I can take first watch.
Are we? Because we can get the mattresses if we're just staying here.
Good point. We said 3 rooms. Might behoove us to just stay in one.
Fair enough.
So we begin the shell game. You all find some way of resting. Lothiel only needs to sit in a corner in trance with her elfie self.
Same for Clara.
Is she able to make a hut?
Let me see. I think so, but I just want to double check.
Because that would be dope.
I don't have it on her list at the moment for some. Wait a second. It's not in her current list on D&D Beyond. So, but I'm sure that OOC, I think that Vesper would oblige because I believe she has.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, with that, as night comes and your watches begin, and you consider the day's events, that's where we're going to close tonight's session. So we will see you all.
I miss this so much.
Me too. God, I forgot how big brain our game is. I'm just like, oh God, I have so much stuff to keep straight.
It's the
But you have notes.
it's the yeah. Welcome. We're only at first session energy, by the way. So, yeah, just lots of things and lots of moving parts. That's what I was saying. Like, I kept all this stuff straight by thinking about it all the time. You know,
Sure.
and I haven't had to, and I've been in a situation where I really couldn't, and I've got to get those wheels going again. But we're getting back into, you know, if you do things enough time, even over long periods of time, if you go back to it, you know, like you know, the main one that people talk about is riding a bike, right? Even if you hadn't ridden a bike for like 10 years, you know, you kind of get the hang of it pretty quick. And these scenarios that are going on right now are the ones that I primarily thought about for a long time. So it's a little bit easier to jump into.
I missed y'all.
All right.
I
Well,
miss you guys
we will see you all later, and I'm gonna go ahead and apologize because I think that the YouTube version of this session is gonna be messed up. So we'll just see what happens. We'll see what
No,
happens. All right. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.